Ethiopian military is conducting security operations near GERD, Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, which is due to be inaugurated in 2 weeks' time, reportedly. Secondly, hard times ahead, hard times ongoing for the Ethiopian journalists. Almost on daily basis, we're getting information about arrests of these journalists. And lastly, Eritrea criticized two European countries. Yemane Gebremeskel today targeted two European countries in his social media messages. Let's start with the first story, which is about Ethiopian journalists who are not being allowed to work freely in the country. They are being harassed, they are being detained for their reporting mainly. In the last 1 week, at least 4 journalists have been arrested. Nigosh Nigash Beda was arrested yesterday from Nahu TV, Prime TV. Nile Wolde Georgius was arrested too, a lady. Yunus Amare was arrested. I think he was released. Abdul Samid was also arrested in the last 1 week. So 4 or 5 journalists have been arrested in the last 1 week. 2 have been released, I think, and 2 or 3 are still in custody. Ethiopia is one of those countries where freedom of press is at the lowest. People say, Sajid, these journalists should be arrested because they promote hate, they promote propaganda, they promote divisions. Problem is that there are people who are pro-government, they're also promoting divisive agendas, divisive ideologies. They're not being arrested. If you want to arrest everyone who is promoting division, who is promoting propaganda, then all should be targeted. But pro-PP journalists are never targeted. People like Siam Tishome, who says he's an analyst. A court asked security forces, court asked police to produce Siam Tishome at a court because Christian Tadal and others, prisoners, they complained against Siam Tishome. Ethiopian police reported to the court that Siam Tishome was not available. He could be traced. And Siam met with the Ethiopian PM after a few days. He was seen there. So this is how freedom of press is controlled and curtailed in Ethiopia. Eritrea is a totally different case. There is no press. When there is no press, there cannot be any freedom. I mean, one television channel, one radio station, one newspaper, all owned by the government. And their activists in social media, they portray Eritrea as if it is one of the most favorable nations for freedom of expression, freedom of media. The situation is the worst in Eritrea, worst perhaps in the world, perhaps worst in Africa. Eritrea criticized, by the way, two European countries today. Ivan Gebremeskel slammed Britain and Germany. What did he say? He criticized Britain for what happened after the Second World War. He said after the Second World War, the Great Britain plundered Eritrean economy, and the Great Britain considered Eritrea as a war booty. So it devastated, it destroyed, it just looted Eritrean economic resources. And so far, nothing has been done in terms of apology, in terms of repairing of the losses suffered by Eritrean people. So basically, Yemen is demanding apology. He wants Eritrea to make, he wants UK to make amends for what it did, financial support. Secondly, Yemen criticized Germany. He said Germany is considering restoration of national service. These European countries have double standards. They criticize Eritrean national service while they have national services in place, or they are considering introducing national service. Well, I think here Yemen is trying to twist the facts. National service is not criticized as a principle. Countries have every right to introduce national service. Problem is that Eritrean national service is indefinite. No one knows when they will be free from the national service. And those who work in national service, they work sometimes at uh, private duties. They're not paid enough, and they work in miserable conditions. Same is the case with military service, the conscription. Military service in some countries for youths is uh, mandatory. Problem is that in those countries, military service is not linked to education. In Eritrea, students must serve in the military, otherwise they won't be able to pass 12th grade exam. This is the problem. But Yemen is definitely trying to twist the facts. Lastly, viewers, GERD, Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, which is going to be inaugurated in the second week of next month, in the second week of September, I think. GERD, Africa's largest dam, will be inaugurated. African leaders, world leaders are being invited. And we'll see a huge ceremony in Ethiopia to inaugurate GERD. GERD is definitely an Ethiopian achievement. Despite international pressure, regional pressure, Ethiopia managed to complete this project. Western command of the Ethiopian military says that it has intensified security operations against anti-peace elements in Benishangul Gumuz region where GERD is located. Some security operations are being conducted. This announcement indicates there are still armed groups operating in Metkal Zone, Benishangul Gumuz region. Gumuz groups have been fighting for years. Some signed peace deals. Pro Liberation Army has also been trying to make inroads into BG. In recent months, we saw at least one or two attacks by Pro Liberation Army inside Benishangul Gumuz region. And in Benishangul Gumuz, Kurmuk gold mine now is being made operational from next year. It's going to start producing gold, $1 billion gold annually. So BG is a very strategic regional state of Ethiopia, and it is close to Sudan, South Sudan. Egypt has long been trying to undermine GERD project. Egypt has allegedly been backing armed groups in Benishangul Gumuz, in Oromia, in Gambela. Through Sudan, Egypt has been backing these armed groups. It seemed that before the start of inauguration of GERD, Ethiopian military wants to clear the dam sites and the surrounding area. By the way, dam is very heavily protected. Special divisions of the ENDF have been formed and deployed to GERD site. And those divisions consist of soldiers from different regions, not just from one region. And the divisions are rotated reportedly. There is deployment of anti-air defense systems, missile defense systems at GERD site reportedly. But there were fears in the past that Egypt could bombard. It could bomb the damn site. That is why it's very heavily protected. Let's see which leaders will attend GERD inauguration. Will Putin come? Will anyone from China come? Will Western leaders be the main participants, or China, China, Russia, and others of this bloc, or Arab leaders? We'll see in coming days. Thanks for watching.